script or from that script. The reason why is because those at the beginning of creation there was only one language spoken, and they had the same characters. You know, and when you go even further back during the time of Adam, he's the one that named all the animals. So when you look at the characters of the Hebrew, you see like the Ah, for instance, the Ah, the symbol for the Ah is the head, like the head of a cow, you know, and it looks like a so-called cow because when you break the word down, the Hebrew word for the letter Ah, it's alap, which means cattle, and it also means 1,000. You know, so that's what Adam was doing. He was naming all the animals. So the symbols that you see on the alphabets, you know, they all symbolize something. But all people at the beginning were speaking the same language. You know, they didn't have different languages until the Tower of Babel, where the Lord confounded the languages, and that's the reason why it was called Babel, or the Hebrew Babal, which means confusion. Because the Lord confounded the language there. And that's where you get all these different languages that are spoken of today. You know, it's a variation. You know, you got Greek, and you got Spanish, and you got French, you know, and you got Hungarian, you got Sanskrit, you know, you got Arabic, you know, and different other languages. But they all, when you go back to the root of those words, they all stem back to the Hebrew. Because even if they go back to the Latin or the Greek or whatever other language, the language that came from goes all the way back to the Hebrew. You know, so you know you have to understand and know this. You know, because you're going to have these guys in the black unconscious community that's going to try to bring that up, that the language of the Hebrews was stolen from the Hamites, and that's not true, because the Hamites at one time were speaking the Lashon Kodash, which is the holy tongue. All right, so it says unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth, the elder, even to him were children born. And it says the children of Shem, Elam and Ashur and Arphaxad and Lud and Aram. So he had 5 sons, but Eber wasn't mentioned in those 5 sons. Now when you jump on down to the 24th verse, it says, and Arphaxad, which is one of the sons of Shem, begot Salah. And Salah begot Eber, right? And unto Eber were born 2 sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his, or from the Hebrew word palag, which means division. For in his days was the earth divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. So basically, at this point, before the Lord actually confounded the languages and set everybody in a proper nation, a prospective nation, so to speak, what he did was he had one particular man, which was Eber, named one of his sons Peleg as a future omen of things that were going to happen in the near future. That's they have a Latin term called nomen omen, which the word nomen means name, and the nomen means name, and omen means a prediction or a sign. So a name prediction, meaning something that was going to happen in the future, you know, based off of the child's name. Okay, so during that time, when you go up in the future after that, after they break down all the different nations, then you go into the 11th chapter where it goes into the confounding of the languages. That's where you get all the different languages from, not prior to that. So we're dealing with Eber. It says that unto Eber were 2 sons, were born 2 sons. The name of the one Peleg, which is means division. For in his days was the earth divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. So now, when you go back to the beginning, you have a chosen line. It came through Adam. Then it would have went through Abel, but Cain killed Abel. But the Lord gave Adam and Eve another son, which his son's name was Seth. Then unto Seth was a son born, and so on and so forth, all the way till you get to Noah, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Now that chosen line went through Noah, went through the line of Shem, went through the line of Arphaxad, Salah, Eber, on down the line to where you get Terah. You have Abraham or Abram, then his name was changed to Abraham. Then you have Isaac and you have Jacob. And those were the 3 fathers of the promise that the scriptures are speaking about. You know, that was that chosen seed, that chosen line, going back to the beginning. Because Adam wasn't Shemitic. You know, but he was a Hebrew.
He was a Hebrew.
But he wasn't Shemitic, even though the term Hebrew didn't really come till later on during the time of Eber.
Yeah, because Shem wasn't born yet. So how could Adam be Shemitic? Adam was of the chosen line.
That's right.
Well, Adam was the beginning of the beginning of the chosen line, because that was the three classes of people that was in the earth during that time of Adam: sons of God, sons of men, and sons of the wicked. Which the Most High at that point, it was divided. The nations were divided, meaning the chosen line was divided, because the tree of knowledge of good and evil was the philosophies of the other groups of Adam that were around. The other I'll call them the other nations, the sons of men. Yep. Okay, meaning those other, which later would become known as today the other nations, right. Gawarium. You know what I mean? And then even Esau was back there, but he wasn't being called Esau. They were of the line. They were known, but everybody on the earth was known as Adam, or the Adamites from the earth, man. But the Adam that we're talking about in the scriptures, the sons of the Most High. The sons of the Most High. He was the beginning. Adam is the beginning of the chosen line of the Most High, or the chosen line, and that's where the rest of that comes down from.
Yeah, let me say this, because you had mentioned the Hebrew, or the Paleo Hebrew. Is there another? There's another way of saying. I think the Phoenician is the Phoenician Hebrew, Phoenician tongue. All right, the Dr. Ali Muhammad, I believe he always says that. But anyway, I have on the screen here. I have a picture of the Moabite stone. Now, when you read about the Moabite stone. Matter of fact, here, I got it right here. You can read about it. They don't show you a picture. But the Moabite stone, or the scholars would know it as the Mesha Stele. And Mesha was the king of Moab. And his god that he worshipped was, what was his name? I got to look it up. Because he praises his god that he took, he came up against Israel. Chemosh, yep, Chemosh, because it's actually written on the stone. But when you take a look at the stone, the whole stone is written in Paleo Hebrew. The Phoenician writings, Lashawan Kodash, all right, which means, right, that's it. Well, I mean, if you put in Moabite stone, they'll give you a bunch of pictures of it, But on that writing, he actually writes the name of the Most High. And he spells the name in the so-called ancient Hebrew. I'll say so-called because we don't want to argue about what the true name was, Lashawan Kodash. It says the characters written from right to left is Yah, Ha, Wa, and Ha. Then when you read further on that stone, they translate it, showing you that this devil checks out every goddamn thing. See if I can make this bigger. Give me a second here. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I got and you'll see it. I got a picture right here, and I'm looking at it.